Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something pretty crucial for hitting big goals.
Yeah, basically getting past our own, mental roadblocks, the things
Right.
that stop us.
Exactly. And our source material is quite interesting. Is a chat between a father, Papa Manish, and his daughter, Mansi. She's 25.
And it's about trading, right? But the core issue is wider than that.
Totally. Manish believes these huge leaps, like in financial trading, are possible mainly by, well, breaking through internal limits, mental barriers.
But Mansi finds that a bit, well, unrealistic, out of reach, maybe.
That's the conflict right there. And it feels really relatable, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That jump feels huge sometimes.
So our sort of mission for this deep dive is to really unpack this concept. Mental blocks, ambitious goals, using this father-daughter talk as our starting point.
Okay, so let's look at Manish's perspective first. It's quite provocative.
It is. He suggests that if you can achieve something like, say, making a lakh in trading, then scaling up, getting much bigger results,
Yeah.
isn't so much about learning entirely new trading techniques.
Right. It's more about what? The mind.
Yeah. He thinks it's about dismantling the mental barriers, the ones telling you, oh, you can't handle more, or that's too big for you.
So that first success, that lack, is kind of like proof of concept. You can do it.
Precisely. The mechanics are there.
Yeah.
The obstacle then becomes internal, a belief gap, maybe.
That makes sense. And Mansi's reaction feeling it's unrealistic, that's where a lot of people probably land.
Definitely. You hit a certain level, and the thought of like 10xing that, it feels like a different universe.
Yeah, the psychology shifts, doesn't it? Suddenly the stakes feel higher, the fear of losing gets bigger.
Is that like a loss aversion, that psychological thing?
Exactly. We feel the pain of a potential loss much more intensely than the pleasure of an equal gain. So risking more triggers a stronger negative feeling.
Which then creates that mental block, stops you from even trying for the bigger goal.
Right. It's a self-imposed limit, often subconscious.
Okay, so if these blocks are the issue, how does Manish advise Mansi to actually, tackle them?
Well, he's quite direct about it needing focused effort. It's not passive.
Like what kind of effort?
He mentions things like meditation, quieting the mind, maybe becoming aware of those limiting thoughts.
Okay. And positive affirmations too, right?
Yeah.
Kind of reprogramming your self-talk.
Yeah, consciously building belief in your potential. And he also points her towards specific reading material.
Ah, yes. The books, Think and Grow Rich.
A classic. Also, The Power of Thinking Big, The Magic of Believing. Books focus squarely on mindset.
But it's not just about thinking positively, is it? He connects it back to the practical side.
Crucially, yes, he stresses doing this alongside practical trading, learning the market, understanding successes. It's integrated.
So mindset work plus real-world action and learning, not one or the other.
Exactly. The positive thinking builds the resilience you need, the belief, to actually apply the skills and navigate the ups and downs when you're aiming higher.
Right. It fuels the action, and the action reinforces the belief. A cycle.
A positive feedback loop, hopefully.
Okay, so let's bring this back to you, listening right now. Think for a second. Is there an area in your life where you feel a bit stuck?
Yeah, where you've maybe hit a certain level of success, but going further feels daunting, almost impossible.
What might be those underlying doubts, those fears,
Yeah.
Manish's mental blocks? What limits might you be putting on yourself without realizing it?
And taking inspiration from Manish's advice to Mansi, maybe consider what's just one small thing you could do, not tomorrow, but maybe even today.
Could be just taking a moment to reflect on those beliefs, maybe trying one positive affirmation related to that area,
Or
or perhaps just deciding to pick up a book that challenges your perspective.
what invisible ceiling, might you be ready to start pushing against? Just a little bit.
Something to think about.